What's up, you guys? It's Cody. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at an article that came out a couple of weeks ago talking about the top economies here in the United States. Fortunately for us, Utah ranks #1 on this list. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the reasons why people are moving to Utah and why the economy is so good here, as well as some other reasons about why people actually want to move here to Utah, because it's not just the jobs and the opportunity that we have here, it's also the lifestyle that you're going to get to expect. So without further ado, let's jump into this here on my screen. So this is a report put out that says the best and worst state economies in 2021. Now, as we scroll down, the U.S. economy took a major hit. Let's get rid of this. The U.S. economy took a major... Man, all these freaking ads. The U.S. economy took a major hit the past year due to the coronavirus pandemic, but certain states handled the crisis differently and are contributing more to the nation's GDP than others. Which state economies are in the best and worst shape in 2021? Wallet Hub compared all 50 states as well as DC across 29 key economic factors, including GDP growth and unemployment rate, to come up with a ranking. Like I said, Utah is #1. This is awesome to see. Now, as we scroll down, I'm not going to go through this whole list here, but I want to look at a couple of things down here below. The GDP rate, which was a large focus in the study, found Utah, Washington, and Arizona to be the top states with the most significant change in GDP. There are a ton of businesses moving in here. We're seeing a lot of healthcare, we're seeing a lot of tech, and interestingly enough, we're seeing a lot of manufacturing and industrial type stuff as well because of the shipping routes. You know, a lot of shipping will come across from California, you know, whether it's coming from overseas or somewhere in California. It comes across I-80, goes to Salt Lake City, and then it will be transferred to trucks that are going north, going south, continuing to go east, or even going back west with new cargo. So Salt Lake is kind of a hub for the western United States when it comes to shipping. So there's a lot of manufacturing and industrial type stuff going on here as well. With the current post-pandemic job market, the unemployment rate was also an important aspect of the study. Again, South Dakota, Utah, and Vermont all tied for first place for having the lowest unemployment rate in their state. You're going to see Utah pop up time and time again here on these lists. Median annual household income was also included, showing Virginia, Minnesota, and Utah with the most in that exact order. So Utah ranks at #3 on median annual household income. That's really cool to see. Other areas studied include startup activity, which found Nevada, Utah, and Florida to report the most startup activity this year. This is really cool to see because we're seeing, like I said, a lot of tech companies come here, and that's driving a lot of the startup activity as well. I'm not saying that everything is tech related, but a lot of it is. So, you know, with this article here, it really kind of got me thinking, you know, we've seen obviously some big changes with the GDP growth here in Utah, but what are the reasons that people are actually moving here to Utah? So I went back and actually looked at my list of people who I've helped move here, which, by the way, if you're thinking about doing that, make sure to reach out to me. I went and looked at this list and said, you know, why did these people move here? Well, interestingly enough, about 60 to 70% of them ended up moving here for jobs, and the other 30 to 40% of them already had jobs that they were going to keep, you know, working generally out of state, but they were working remotely. So they decided to move to Utah because of everything it has to offer when it comes to the lifestyle that you get here. We've got a relatively decent tax rate, we've got amazing outdoor recreation, and we've got, you know, somewhat affordable cost of living. Yes, the housing prices have gone up and rent prices have followed with that, so that has gotten more expensive, but overall the cost of living here is pretty cheap. You know, we also get the 4 seasons, and you can do any outdoor activity that you want to do depending on the time of year. So these are the reasons why people are moving to Utah, and it just really got me thinking about how lucky we are to live here and what a great place it is to be. If you're thinking about making that move here to Utah, make sure to get in touch with me. Like I said, my information's here on the screen. I absolutely love it when you guys reach out, and I cannot wait to hear from you as well if you're thinking about making that move. Give me a thumbs up here on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I release videos about everything you need to know when it comes to living in Salt Lake City. We talk about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, and play here along the Wasatch Front. So if you don't want to miss a thing, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.